Hi folks, and welcome to Tips for Color Pencil Drawing, a business card demo. In this Building Your Skills video, we'll do a quick dive into drawing a white subject, in this case, a water lily. We're going to be working with Luminance, Polychromos, Prismacolor, and Pablo colored pencils on Stonehenge paper. It's important to note that with a subject that is mostly white or all white, what you'll actually be drawing are the shadows and cast shadows, so our colors range from muted pinks to grays. Also, instead of me giving a list of the colors I've used, I'll try to explain what is going on while drawing a white subject. These videos are not really intended to have you follow along per se in doing a drawing, but are intended to give you some skills to start thinking about your own color pencil work. Taking note of things that are new to you is what I'm really hoping these videos will bring to anyone watching them. So let's get started. I'm starting the drawing from a simple line shape of the lily. I'll add a warm gray over the surface of the subject to do a simple blocking in of the shapes of the shadows. This allows me to determine how the flower is formed. Let's just quickly talk about what shadows are, and why is it important for the artist to know about them and draw them accurately with color. Shadows are the absence of light. They're usually created when a subject is blocking the path of the light onto it, through it, or is casting a shadow from it. In this peony drawing I did, you'll see a variety of colors being used and some very obvious shadows. There are cast shadows on the surface, shadows on the subject from folds of the petal, and through shadows from light hitting a subject that is partially transparent. All of these shadows play an important role in determining use of color. When we look again at our subject, we realize that it also has all of these elements. As I continue to work on the drawing, I'm sticking to colors that are quite muted and desaturated. They'll help to play up the shadows, which are really just the absence of that color, as I mentioned before. You can see in the color palette created from the flower exactly what I mean. These colors all work well together and allow us to keep forming the shape of the flower based on these shadows. I also note that there are shadows from the light hitting the petals. Depending on where your subject is located, the color of the shadows will be influenced by the surroundings and also the light. This light could be from the sun or from inside a building. Also, what's fun to note is that the color of the natural sunlight changes depending on the time of day. In this case, this lily features some warm grays, greens, reds, pinks, and blues. If we look at the color swatch again, we're reminded of all those colors on the lily and how most of them are quite warm. Hues or colors can be either warm or cool, and each gives a different feel to your work. You can have a mix between the two of them also on one subject. It's not unusual to have that. As I work the image, I keep considering the values and the saturations. Green ochres, gray lilacs, olive browns, and cloud blues. They're all very, very light. In conclusion, drawing a white subject will have its challenges. Look for the important elements such as color temperature, saturation, and what's the color itself. If you're working from a photo reference, you can put your reference into a program to extract a color palette. If you're working from a live subject, take a photo of it and then do the same and create a color palette to help you along. If creating a full subject is a bit intimidating for you, you can start by practicing some value scales and simple shapes. I've got a video on just that, and I'll put it in the description below in case you want to have a look at it. Drawing a white subject is fun, as it sets up its own unique challenges. It's all about knowing where your shadows are and then drawing them in. Armed with the knowledge and the basics of drawing a white subject, you're poised to embark on a great journey of drawing with colored pencils. So keep practicing and happy drawing.